We stand for pledge of allegiance and invocation. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Dear God, may we make our homes a place of relaxation, joy, love, and peace and safety. May we be generous and considerate and help others enjoy the blessing of summer. Amen. Roll call.
Ms. Lees.
Here.
Mr. Bryan.
Here.
I move approval of the agenda.
Second.
Yeah, $788,033.19. That's it.
Okay, thank you. Any questions? Anything, Ken? Okay, we don't have any presentations. We don't have a public hearing. I move approval of disbursements warrants number 81456 to 81587 and vouchers 167 to 185 in the amount of $682.37. Jeez. Discussion. Roll call.
Mr. Bryan.
Aye.
Ms. Lees.
Aye. Reports. Law Director.
Thank you. No report tonight.
Police.
Just real quick, your new vehicles are in, so is all the equipment. We hope to have those on the street by the end of the month. All the township's vehicles came in at the same time, so I'm doing the best to get us bumped to the front of the line. And then, I haven't been here in a while, but I just want to let you guys know, we did have recently, in end of June, we had a new canine handler and his new partner assigned to the district. So Deputy Friedoff and Falco will be out and about.
Falco's what type of dog?
He's a 16-month-old Belgian Mal.
Belgian Mal.
So he came from, they picked him up at the end of March, I think April 1st. He had been in the States for 3 days. So they were down in Houston training for about 10 weeks. Got back, got a little time off, so they've been out since mid-June. So they're getting used to the new district. So you might see him out and about, enjoying a break.
Cool dogs, for sure. Fire?
Good evening, Board. You have our written report, and I have nothing further to add.
Okay, thank you. Director of Public Works, I don't see Bill. Nothing from the committees. Other? Nothing. Now we have hearing from residents. If anybody would like to come up and speak.
That would be me.
Hello, how are you?
Hi, I'm Joanne Michkowski. I live at 12007 Antietam Drive. And I'm just following up with the sewer, or not sewer, but the storm water issue.
Pump issue.
Water in front of our house issue. We haven't heard anything. We were gone on vacation. My husband did email Bill Pittman, but we haven't heard back. Anything?
If you'd like, I can address this.
I figured you all were going to look at it.
Yeah, I can.
Yeah.
Well, I can tell you where we are.
Okay.
I mean, we have reviewed it. It's possible we might be able to utilize the township nuisance resolution to address this. This is not, when you look at the nuisance resolution, this is not exactly the type of issue that it was originally designed to deal with. So we're looking at that to see if it is possible.
Okay.
More likely, what we're looking at to see if just as a reminder to the board, remember this is the issue where the sump pump seems to be discharging inappropriately. And as we said last time, the real agency that has the specific authority to deal with it is the county health department. And I can only assume they have not addressed the issue yet. So we are in the process of trying to find some other appropriate enforcement avenue that the township can take. One is potentially the nuisance resolution. Another may have to do with our authority to control the right-of-way and to make sure that there are no impediments in the public street. And as it's been explained, and as we've observed, there are times when this sheets water into the street so that it freezes in the winter. It causes algae growth in the summer. And if we can determine that those things constitute hazards in the roadway, we may have some other avenue of authority there. So we're still, we're not ignoring you, I can promise you that. We're just trying to
And we
find
appreciate
the
that.
most appropriate path of enforcement that the township can do, short of the county
Because we
doing what it's-
contacted Bill over a year ago, and obviously reaching out to the neighbor directly went nowhere. So,
Okay.
okay.
Yep.
I just hear because we hadn't heard from him, and I'm just gonna keep showing up so you don't forget about us, to see if there's anything we can
They're
do.
looking at it, how
Yep.
we can
Okay,
address it.
we appreciate it.
Sure.
We just want to, again, the frost freezing season's gonna be here before we know it, and we don't want to be in that same position that we were last year, so. Thank you. Thanks for hearing me out again. Appreciate it.
Yeah, just keep coming, or you can call, you don't even have to come.
Well, I know,
Just
but-
can remind us.
Yeah.
But I do know, I did see some stuff come through my email that he's
Okay.
working on. So we are working on it, we are
Okay.
paying attention to it.
All right. Well, we
Okay.
appreciate it. Thank you all.
All
Okay.
right.
Have a good night.
You too. Anyone else? Okay, correspondence, none. Events and meetings, zoning commissioner meeting Wednesday, August 17th, 2022 at 7 PM at the Safety Center. Story time with the library, Monday, August 22nd, 2022 from 10 to 10:30 at Mead Historical Preserve. Labor Day holiday, Monday, September 5th, 2022. All public buildings closed. Regular trustees meeting Tuesday, September 6, 2022 at 7 PM at the Administration Building. And Board of Zoning Appeal meeting Monday, September 12, 2022 at 7 PM at the Administration Building. Old business, we don't have any. New business, just a discussion concerning a vacation of a right-of-way request on Maple Avenue. Kim?
We just received a request from the Hamilton County Engineers Office concerning a vacation request from CJ Carr and CM Woodcrafters Inc. for the vacation of a portion of right-of-way on Maple Drive in Symmes Township. The county engineer's office typically asks us if we have any public use for the right-of-way being requested to be vacated. However, I did not read the rest of the letter, and Jeff pointed it out to me that the county in this letter is saying that the vacation is fee right-of-way and is now is considered a township roadway. So they are requiring CJ to ask us for the area to be vacated through a petition to us, and then we would have to pass a resolution in favor or denial of that. I don't see how this is any different from the Willow Road issue that we had and other issues, so I'm not
One's
really sure.
dedicated and one isn't it?
No, it's all a matter of if it's been accepted.
Okay.
So, and looking at this.
Right. Since we just got this today, we haven't been able to review it completely, but based on what we had available to look at, it looks like this is almost the exact same issue we had with Willow, where the portion of Maple that's being requested to be vacated, I don't see, at least on what we've looked at so far, where it's ever been dedicated and accepted. Portions of Maple have been. This portion looks like it has not. And if that's the case, it would be the same situation as the Willow vacation request, where we would say it's not a township road, therefore we don't have any part to play in this. And it would still proceed like any other vacation with the county. We just wouldn't have a resolution to adopt.
Okay. So
But we need to confirm that. Again, we just saw it today, so we will double check.
Okay. And so you'll bring it to the next meeting to let us know? Or
Sure.
we'll send the letter back when we figure it out?
Right,
Okay.
exactly. Depending on what we find out, that will gauge what kind of response we send back to the county.
Okay,
Okay.
thank you. I move approval of Resolution G 2022-86, resolution authorizing the Township Administrator to enter into agreement with Mid-State Recreation in the amount of $17,016 to replace the slide at Home of the Brave Park.
Second.
Discussion? Roll call?
Ms. Lees.
Aye.
Mr. Bryan.
Aye.
I move approval of Resolution G 2022-87, resolution authorizing the Township Administrator to sign an agreement with Choice One Engineering for engineering services for the Timberlake Drive Storm Outlet Project in the amount of $16,100.
Second.
Discussion? Roll call?
Mr. Bryant.
Aye.
Ms. Lees.
Aye. I move approval of Resolution G 2022-88, resolution authorizing the release of funds deposited with Symmes Township in accordance with the ORC Section 392986 and the Township Resolution G 0719 dispensing with a second reading.
Second.
Discussion?
Yes. This is a particular one where a house burnt down or some such, is that correct? And we hold, the insurance company funds, we hold until what? Do they have to commit to rebuilding before we
No,
release it?
until they take away the old building and the foundation. In this
Foundation
case,
stays.
right, in this case, the owners are choosing to continue to use the foundation that is already in the ground and they do not want to remove it.
Okay.
They have already submitted a building permit through the county building department, and the building department has approved their plans to be relocated on the existing foundation.
Okay.
So we agreed to go ahead and, or you will need to agree to go ahead and release it.
So they can build.
So they can build.
Okay.
However, if it all falls apart,
Yeah, that was the question in
That's
the
the
back of my
only-
mind.
yeah,
I thought it took more than just a commitment to build. I thought it took a
it-
rebuild before we released the funds.
not the rebuild itself, they are required to remove the foundation, the house, and fill the hole back in
Huh.
before we will release the funds. But in this case, these residents are indicating to me that they're going to rebuild on the same foundation.
Which house,
Which-
yeah, which one?
It's right on Palmetto's Drive, right, it backs up to Fields Erdel, so it's let's see.
Okay,
That's it, 12108.
okay. All right. The only question I had was whether they had to do more than just get a building permit. You know, whether they actually had to start construction or something before the money was released.
Typically, we have them remove everything off the property.
I-
So it's up to you guys whether you want to release it or not. I had asked the couple to provide me with a estimate of what it would cost to remove the foundation and fill in the hole, and they did not.
Well,
So it's up to you guys what you guys want to do
well,
with it.
that's what's confusing, forgive me. But I can think of at least two other places, one being on Hawthorne Court and one being on Withers Lane, where the house burnt down, they demolished the house, tore it off, and rebuilt on the same foundation. So that, to me, is maybe typical, okay? The question was, at what point did we release the money? So, Jeff, there's nothing in there about when?
That's what I'm looking right now at what, but I'm not sure the statute really provides that level of
I'm
detail.
assuming if they don't go through with it, you could put a lien on the property or whatever, something like that.
Well, we would just follow up with a
yeah,
nuisance. It would, at that time, it would become a nuisance, and we would just have to have it pass a nuisance
Right.
resolution and have them remove it at that time.
Okay.
If it falls through.
All right,
That's the
I was
only
loo-
other
I was
thing that's
looking
left.
for a backup plan then, yes.
We could do it that way.
Okay,
Alright.
okay,
Right.
I'm satisfied.
Okay, roll call?
Mr. Bryant.
Aye.
Ms. Lees.
Aye. I move approval of Resolution G 2022-89, resolution authorizing the Township Administrator to enter into a contract renewal with Principal for providing dental, life, vision, and short-term disability insurance coverage for elected official and full-time employees of Symmes Township.
Second.
Discussion? Roll call?
Ms. Lees.
Aye.
Mr. Bryant.
Aye.
Oh, I keep waiting for Mr. Beck. I move approval of Resolution G 2022-90, resolution amending Resolution G 9604, resolution prohibiting noise in the township of 4th degree misdemeanor.
Second.
Discussion, do you want to explain it real quick, Kim?
Yeah, so what I did is based on the email exchange that went back and forth concerning the noise complaints that we've been receiving on, I think it's Stable Hand.
Right.
What we did is we looked back at our resolution, and the sheriff's office had pointed out that we didn't have anything in the title that actually made it a minor misdemeanor, or in this case, we're allowed to do a 4th degree misdemeanor per the statute. So what we did is I looked at other people's resolutions, other townships' resolutions, and they're all basically the same. Everybody's got a little bit of a different variety in it. So I just kind of compiled all the ones that I looked at, like for Coleraine Township, Sycamore Township, I forget the other one. I don't know if I looked at Anderson's. But anyway, what I did is I just kind of expanded the, what it is that, you know, what things would make noise and make people have heartburn over the noise. So I expanded that in section 1. And then I also listed a section in here about the exercise of powers of self-government under home rule, and then reiterated the section 505.172 that grants us the authority to adopt a noise regulation. So, and then under section 6, I changed it because before we did have a section in there that said that if you were a violator of this resolution, that you were that it was like going to be like $100 fine. It could be up to $500. But from what Mike had pointed out was that it had to be listed as a misdemeanor. So that's where I changed it, that it was labeled as a 4th-degree misdemeanor, and also put it in the title so that they can actually go to the property, have a conversation with the people, let them know that they could be fined or have a ticket given to them, and then that way it would go to court.
Okay.
Here I go. Is there any definition of noise?
Let's see.
I mean, is there, how do you measure it? Is it a noise, is it a volume level
So, you
measured
want me to-
somewhere?
You want me to, so let me address that.
Please.
When it comes to noise resolutions, regulations, there are 2 basic methods. One is usually referred to as an objective method, and that's where you will sometimes see things that will say a noise that exceeds a certain decibel level. That's measurable, it's objective. You can go out with a decibel meter and measure it. That actually is becoming much more rare to use those, in part because I think noise experts are starting to realize that those decibel levels that everyone has relied on for so long are, that's not what they were meant for. Those are really like OSHA standards, like if you're going to be in a factory with a sustained level of noise for a certain period of time. So the other school of thought is what is referred to more as a subjective, and that's really what this is, and that's why where you'll see when you'll see in here that it's essentially if it's of a manner and such intensity and duration as to create unreasonable noise and loud sound which causes inconvenience and annoyance to persons of ordinary sensibilities. So rather than say you have to be over 65 decibels, we say we're going to look at this on a subjective level. We're going to look at the circumstances, the surroundings, the people that are there, and based on sort of an ordinary person sensibility, if it's noise that's of such a level that would cause annoyance, it can be cited under this resolution.
Okay. Thank you.
Yep.
Okay, and one quick comment. I noticed that this ordinance was extremely old, so we probably should look through the rest of the ordinance and maybe.
Oh, I did. I reiterated it.
Okay.
I did. I
Just not
reiterated
that
the
one.
whole thing, and
Do we have
that's
more,
this.
like other ordinances?
Jody's talking about other ordinances we have.
Oh,
Like
okay. I
we
thought
should
you meant
maybe
this
Not-
one.
not
put
that
it
this
on a
one-
work session
Oh.
in the winter or
Okay.
something to work on, because we probably need to look at them, because I don't think that one's been touched in a while.
Yeah, that's why I went back and I
96.
looked at all the other
Yeah.
Yeah.
townships and to see what their noise ordinance. And so if I saw differences, that's what I added to this
Yeah.
one.
So I'm
This
sure
one.
we have other ordinances that we should probably look over, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So rainy day. Okay, okay. Roll call?
Ms. Lees.
Aye.
Mr. Bryant.
Aye.
I move approval of the following expenditures and authorization for the township administrator to sign any necessary contracts, agreements, or paperworks. A, expenditure of $59.72 for Dora Ellett for reimbursement of the grave top-up.
Second.
Discussion? Roll call?
Mr. Bryant?
Aye.
Ms. Lees?
Aye. We don't have any executive session, so I move to adjourn.
Second.
Roll call?
Ms. Lees?
Aye.
Mr. Bryant?
Aye.
Everybody have a good night.